Hello students, good morning to all of you. Welcome back to this virtual class. Last period we are discussing the chapter employment, growth, informalization and other issues. Employment, growth, informalization and other issues. So we have already discussed the different types of employment problems, worker population ratio WPR, that we have already discussed. That worker population ratio in India so far the 2017 and 18 is concerned, that total worker population ratio is 34 worker population ratio is 34.7 so far 2017 and 18 is concerned. And among all them, the rural worker population rate is 35%. Rural population ratio is 35%. These are the percentage. And the urban is 33.9%. This is the worker population ratios. And man is 52.1. Man is 52.1 and women is less than that of man, that is 16.5 percentage. So we have already discussed the total workers population ratios as per our calculation in the 2011 and 12. Total population work population is 437 millions, 473 millions. As per the 2011-12 is concerned 473 million. 473 million strong workforce. These are the workforce. I will discuss the labor force, workforce and workers. Worker, labor force and workforce. So this 473 million strong workforce, majority of our people in the rural areas. Majority of the people are that rural area, 35%. And urban is that 33.9% in that comparison of the 2017 and 18 years. In your house or in your neighborhood, you might come across many women who even though have technical degrees, that may be that B.Ed or engineering or any other graduation courses, etc., diplomas, etc., and they have also free time to go to that work, but they don't go to that work. So you may find out that some reason why they are not going to that workplace, and you may find out there are several causes and you may advise them to go to that workplace. This may be the one kinds of statistical data you may collect, or you can convince them to engage the different kinds of productivities. So whenever they will get that some work and they will be paid that some remunerations, that will help to the contributions of our national products. So there is that several causes that some people they are not doing that work, although they are the technically diploma holder and any kinds of degrees. But accordingly, we have calculated that those people who are working or their contributions toward the national incomes. So this workforce is that 473 million people. It means the rural workers, that is that 35% as per the 2017-18, that constitute that 3/4 of this 473 millions. Men from the majority workforce, about 70% of the workers are men and the rest are the women. Men and women include child laborers in respective of the different sexes. So if we see the table of that worker participation rates, that out of 134.7, among all them rural is 35%, urban is 33.9%, and men is 52.1 and women is 16.5. So this indicates that participation of people in employments. Participation of people in employments. So women ratio is 16.5. You might have already studied in the lower class that different types of employment like seasonal unemployment, disguised unemployments, and cyclical unemployments, there is a fluctuation in that employments. So there is also some statistical data when that people will be engaged, it means they will contribution toward the national income, so that growth of economic rate, how much we have already known. So after study that employment, we must know that worker populations and the ratios. In some communities, you might have noticed that if the males do not earn that high income, still they do not send that women to that workplaces. So there are that some employments. What are the meaning of employment? I have already discussed employment is an activity which enables a person to earn means of living. It means it refers to an arrangement by which a person earns income, means of livelihood. Employment may be either a form of self-employment or that wage employments. So what do you mean by self-employments? What do you mean by self-employments? I was discussing on that day the shopkeepers, I was discussing on that day that there are that some workers like shopkeepers, barbers, etc. So these persons are to be called that self-employment persons. We'll discuss here that how much that percentage of that self-employed persons. What do you mean by self-employment? An arrangement in which a worker uses his own resources like land or their own labor, or there may be some capitals. That person who uses his own resources to make his livelihood or living is to be called as that self-employments. It means a व्यक्ति इनका जो resources है, that resources he uses or he utilizes himself, he organizes all these things, and whatever he earns for his livelihood, that person is to be called that self-employments. It means a worker who owns or operates an entrepreneur as an entrepreneur to earn their livelihood, to manage all these resources in such a way that he can earn something for his livelihood, that person is to be called that self-employed persons. So if we will calculate that statistical data in 1999 2000, more than 50% workers are that self-employed persons. I will give also detail. And self-employment is the major source of livelihood in India for both men and women. In case of self-employed, a person uses his own land, labor, capital, and use as an himself to become that one kinds of entrepreneur or entrepreneurship. He thinks he is the master of his own earning. फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक बिजनेसमैन है, एक ट्रेडर है कि एक शॉपकीपर है. These persons are to be called that self-employed persons. So does the worker population register say anything about the worker status in the societies, about the working conditions? By knowing the status with which a worker is placed in an enterprise, it may be possible to know one dimension, quality of employment in a country. It means it enables also to know the attachment a worker has with his different or her different jobs and the authorities he or she has over the enterprise and over the co-workers. Let us take three workers from the construction of the industries. One is a cement shop owner, construction of worker, and that civil engineer of a construction company. Since the status of each one of them different from another, they are also called that differently. Workers who own and operate an enterprise to earn their own livelihood are known as self-employed. So, this self-employed person as per the 1999 and 2000, more than 50%, approximately 52% persons workforce are belong to that self-employed categories. 52.6% or more than 50%. And the construction workers who are called that casual wage laborers, they account for the about 25% casual workers of India's workforce. It means more than 50% is that self-employed persons and more than 25% are that casual workers. In return get a remuneration for that works like civil engineer, working in the construction company account for 23% of the Indian workforce. These are the different kinds of statistical data. When a worker is engaged someone or an enterprise and paid his or her wages on a regular basis, they are called also known as regular salary employees. So you will notice that self-employment is a major source of livelihood in both men and women, which are more than 50% of our workforce, and casual workers, which are more than 24% or 24 to 27%. So if we will calculate this distribution of employment regions, 50%, 24 to 27%, and 23%. So what is that wage employments? Then we will go to the regular employments, salary wages, and arrangements in which a worker sells his labors or worker sells her labors and earn wages in return is known as the wage employments, salary wage employments. Under wage employment workers is known as employee, or he is to be called that hired worker, and buyers or labor is termed as that employers. One is the employer, another is the employee. He is to be called that hired worker or known as an employees. So workers do not have any other resources, land, capital, entrepreneurs except their own labors. They offer their labor services to open and in return get that wages. For example, a doctor running in one his clinic is an example of self-employed. However, if the doctor is employed in a hospital or by a hospital, then it will be that wage employment, or it is to be called higher wage. So this wage employment consists that two types, in the regular and the casuals. Regular and another is that casual. Regular workers and casual workers. It means the wage employment is divided into two parts. Wage employment is divided into two parts. One is regular workers, another is the casual workers. Regular workers are to be called that regular salaried employees. It means when a regular worker is engaged by someone or by an enterprise and is paid wages on a regular basis, then such worker is known as regular salaried employees. Regular salaried employees. It means he is permanently employed and he gets that salary regularly. That is why he is to be called that regular salary employees. So workers, those who are that regular salary employees, they are to be called that permanent basis, and they have that social securities, they have that provident fund, they have that like pension, etc. Generally, we think that only those who are doing paid work regularly or casually, such agricultural laborers, factory workers, those who work in banks and other offices, as also assistants and clerks are workers. It means you must understand that those who are the self-employed, such as payments, vegetables, vendors, professionals such as lawyers, doctors and engineers are also workers. So we have classified into, there is that three categories activities. So far the production activities, economic activity concerns primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary activities, secondary activities and tertiary activities. I will discuss in detail it primary activities and secondary activities. It means in the course of economic development of country, labor flows from agriculture and other related activities to industry and services. In this process, workers migrate from rural areas to urban areas, and eventually, lastly, at a much later stage, the industrial sector begins to lose its share total employment as the service sectors enters a period of rapid expansions. So this shift can be understood by looking the distribution workers by industry. Generally, we divide into that mainly, so far that economic activities concerns, there are the 8 different industrial divisions. They are: 1. Agriculture, mining and quarrying, and manufacturing, electricity, gas and water supply, construction and trade, transport and storage, and last one is the services. These are the 8 categories. Again I repeat, you may note it. Agriculture, you know very well. Second one is that mining and quarrying. Third one is the manufacturing. First one is that agriculture. Second one is that mining and quarrying. Agriculture, mining and quarrying. Third one is that manufacturing. Fourth one, electricity, gas and water supply. And fifth one, construction. And sixth one is the trade. And seventh one is the transport and storage. And eighth one is the services. These are the 8 industrial activities we have classified. For simplicity, all these working persons engaged in the division can be classified into 3 major sectors. These are that you have already known: primary sector, secondary sectors and tertiary sectors. Primary sector, secondary sectors and tertiary sectors. So agriculture is the primary sectors. Remaining mining and quarrying, manufacturing, electricity, gas and water supply, trade. These are the secondary sectors. Remaining trade, transport and storage and services. These are the tertiary sectors. These are the tertiary sectors. So when we will discuss the primary sectors, secondary sectors and tertiary sectors, primary sectors, secondary sectors and tertiary sectors, I will give that statistical data in the next periods, that industrial categories in the different rural areas, urban areas and male and female, how much people they are depending on this primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector. Thanks you.